Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with day 2 of Scrap Squad's 12 Days of Christmas Scraplifts. And today's scrap lift is absolutely gorgeous. It's so versatile, having a circle with various embellishment clusters in various places, and a photo kind of tucked to one side or down in the middle. I already have 4 or 5 ideas for how I can use this, including I actually have this cut file that they used. A lot of people are doing stitching, and if you know me, you know that I don't willingly do stitching. If it's required for a challenge, I will do it, have done it, and I love the results. It's just kind of scary handling needles given a few health issues. So this one has little dots. There's some mixed media in it, and there's some like a whole slew of different snowflakes of different materials and a kind of snowy photo. Love it. I'm going to kind of go with that, and I'll show you where we're headed with it. This is my photo. These are 3, kind of not great photos that I only have the prints of these from back in 2001, and I scanned them, and the colors weren't restored great, so I messed with an editor and kind of got them to this. And again, they're not awesome, and I've got some streaks across here. Those, you might say I need to clean my print heads, and I actually did clean my print heads because when I first printed this, there were streaks going the other way. These streaks are actually from the original photos, and it's because of a degradation from those. So what this is, these are photos of the walkway. We had just gotten off the train. We were doing, right before Christmas, we made a Christmas trip to Copenhagen when we were living in Brussels, and we wanted to go to the Louisiana Modern Art Museum. And so we took the train to Hummelback, and this is the train stop here. We'd just gotten off the train. We were in our heaviest coats, and these were like 50-pound coats. And it was snowing like crazy, and the walk just looked beautiful with the evergreens and then the other trees. And those trees actually had that kind of reddish brown, and this brush had the reddish brown look. It was just really beautiful, and this was John. So I had a picture of me, a picture of John, and a picture of the path, and so I thought I'd go with the colors in there, and it kind of spoke to me of a little bit of aqua-ish blue and pink. So I had these scraps, so I'll kind of put those aside. And the collection I'm drawing from here, that's part of my Christmas stash, I got these in a Pink Fresh warehouse box maybe 2 years ago, maybe 3. It's from a collection called Oh Joy, and it's got some of the most unusual and prettiest papers ever, and I've been hoarding it because I love it. And I have both the 12 by 12 and I have the 6 by 6 paper pack, so I'm hoping to kill some of that. So anyway, I pulled out 3 papers that I was considering. This, I'm going with a lot of Bramble Fox Perspextives. I'm going to use this beautiful copper wire that I got in last month's Mind the Scrap kit to make the circle. And this is all I have left of this wire, and this is kind of how it came out. So I was considering this, and that blue is great with these perspective. I'm going to use these perspectives for my title, Wonderful Winter or Winter Wonderful. Not sure how I'm going to use that yet. And I have some, these are chipboard, laser cut chipboard snowflakes that kind of pick up on some of the browns in there. And I have lots of snowflakes in white. I have, or white, blue, and pink. I have these little skates, and I have this wonderful collection of Spiegel Mom scraps. They were designed exclusively for the Secret Not Secret Kit Club, and there's a kind of a bright blue in there, but there's a lighter sort of aqua and a smaller sequin. There's a lighter pink, and there's clear, and there's some other little shapes. It's a beautiful shaker mix of sequins, but I'm going to actually pick individual sequins out. I'm also going to use these Nuvo crystal drops, and these dry clear, so they'll be very subtle, but I can kind of go. What gave me that idea is in this package of Perspextives from Bramble Fox, there are these little crystal-y looking drops there. I may add some of those. There's a pink, a blue, and a white dot, and I guess there are 2 blue ones. I may use those. So I've got this here. I've actually picked out things I know I'm going to use, and then there are things I will use. So let's go back to picture making decision, or background decision. Another background that I loved was this kind of neutral color, grayish beige, and it allows me to put my photo kind of up here, put the title down in here. And so that's what I like. But kind of an off-the-wall idea was this one. It's an unusual paper. I've never seen a paper like it. It's got this little mistletoe pattern up at the top. I don't like the red ribbon because I'm going with the colors. And usually, you kind of know from my previous videos, it usually doesn't bother me if there's a color, an oddball color that doesn't go with the rest. But this is not a green and red Christmassy layout, even though it was at Christmas time that we were there. But what I thought I'd do is cut the paper down to where the ribbon is gone, and then cut it the same amount down this side, and then mat it on top of the snowy paper. Give it that frame. So I think that's what I'm going to do. What that does is it kind of, there are these snowflakes here. If I use the photo, let me see if I can do it this way. This way I can do the photo coming from this direction and still have the title down at the bottom. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, decision made. Let's start cutting. I'm going to first cut the branding strip off and get my measurements true. I love Pink Fresh paper, and I have really had to resist ordering anything from them this year, but I realized that I had so much left from previous years. This looks like it's about 3/4 of an inch coming off the top, so I'll have to take that off the side as well to get an even frame around it. And that's going to make the little bit of mistletoe kind of not quite so prominent, and I think I will like that. Okay, so I've got this aqua for another layout. So I'm going to put it off to the side here. Okay, I've got this ready to go on here. I do like that. It kind of gives me a nice, I love this paper. It's black and white, Merry Christmas, and then there are like little green ink splotches. So I got 2 sheets of each design. So I will have that. Okay, there's my eyeballing. Okay, that's done. Let's do and what I do with this wire to adhere it is use staples as a design element. So I'm gonna staple it here, and I'm gonna staple this part over here. It's not gonna be a perfect circle, but it definitely gives that same kind of circular impression, that idea. Okay, let me see if I can get that in there. Okay, so I've got that on, and as we add elements, I may add a couple staples just, you know, kind of where I don't need them. I may staple the photos to the backing. I want to have not a lot of, I think I have too much of this pink paper. Let me cut off some of it. This paper I talked about in my video earlier. This is from, I originally got it in a Mind the Scrap winter Christmassy collection, and it has these great houses on the back, and I love them, so I bought it for the house, and then I've used mostly the pink. Okay, let's see. We can go like that. That looks good, and I may do a couple staples here. And then I may do 1 or 2 up here. Okay, so that makes the staples kind of a design element. I'm actually going to cover up one of these staples here. I want to do some foam here, and then I have a lot of, okay, that's going to work. I'll get it up to the level of the this, and I might want a thin sliver of foam over on that end so that it is supported on that edge. Let me kind of put that there. Okay, let me do this. I'll kind of have it up here. Get the photo straight, and the layers can kind of splay out. Yeah, that works. I've got some of the layers over the wire. Okay, now I start adding my first thing I want to do is the title, and I thought I would overlap the photo with one of the words. If I had to put the title up at the top, I was going to overlap wonderful kind of across here, but I think I'm going to overlap. I'm going to do winter right there, and then I'll just kind of stew on it for a moment, because I do have some layers kind of sticking out the bottom, and these, I love Perspextives, and I just got the notice that I've been charged for my December box, and I can't wait for the goodies to come there. Okay, I can line that up there. Do I want to bring this down? not sure how that will look. I'm gonna place it there as I go around and place these guys. I thought, I'm glad that these snowflakes, there were 6 of these snowflakes, 2 each of 3 different designs, and I chose different designs. That will kind of put them in a triangle. I love these. I think these were my subscribers bonus for the November Fox box, and I don't do a lot of ice skating, like never, but I do like them kind of as a symbol. Now there's a hole right here that could be used for a ribbon or a cord tie, and I may, if I decide to do that, I've got some jute that would bring in that kind of woodsy look, and I thought I could tie them together with some really thin jute. If I decide to do that, I'll just kind of lay them like they are here, overlapping this snowflake. Now, with each of these snowflakes, I'm going to do, I wish I'd peeled the backing off of these. I'm going to make a triangle, a trio of snowflakes, and let each of those brown ones, let the chipboard ones, kind of be the anchor for a grouping of 3, a little cluster of 3. I'll kind of put that one here, and technically that one right there could make a cluster of 3, but I'm gonna go with 3-dimensional ones. Let's see, I've got a couple more here. I'm going to do, I think, a pink one here, and let the, actually I'll do it here. And I'll let the little ice skates be one element of that cluster, and then that. Let me go back up here and do a small blue one and a large. Actually, let's do a blue one there. We'll do the pink one up here, and I'll do a white one that's kind of outside the copper wire. I don't think I've ever used this many perspectives on a page, but I think they're perfect for what I'm doing. Let's kind of let that one go under there. Maybe bring it down so that I can bring this one inside. That works. Okay. So given that placement, I think I like that. I am going to, I'll start gluing these down. I am going to try to tie those skates, and I'll do that off camera. Kind of put that there. So I will just place them here, tie them later, and they'll kind of, the tie will be here, make it a little bow, and I'll just glue this bottom one down. So that's gonna work. Let me do this guy. Okay, And that's there. I'm going to put very little glue on here. This glue does dry clear and matte, so you won't be able to see the spots where the glue is once it's dry. You'll see it at first, and that may be a good thing if you're trying to make sure that it makes contact with the highest parts of anything dimensional that you're putting it on. But in this case, I'm kind of putting it on something flat. Okay, and I've got that to line it up with. Winter Wonderful. Okay, let's go here, and I'll anchor this one first. I love these, and I think I bought them 2 Christmases ago. And again, I've hoarded them, or I lost them, and at the time I wanted to use them, I couldn't find them, which happens. So I'm really happy to have gone through all the 17 places that I had Christmas supplies and pulled everything into one single cart. And I am planning to make a video that kind of shows, well, it'll be a series of videos that'll amount to a craft room tour, but I can't do a whole craft room tour because my entire house is actually a craft room. We live in the basement of our son's home, and I have a wonderful husband who doesn't mind that there are craft supplies literally everywhere he looks, anytime he looks anywhere. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of pour these staples out so that I can pick through. I'm gonna glue a few down and kind of show how I'm deciding on placement. Generally, I'm going to select a trio of staples or of sequins, and they'll, 1 or 2 will be outside the circle and 1 or 2 will be inside. So I'm not able to pull up these really small pink ones. So let me go for a white one instead. Put that there. Oh, a pink one came out with the white one, so that one can go right there. Okay, off camera, I'm going to do a few more of those groupings, and I may actually add some pink up here in the, let me see if that works with, how does that look? That's still too bright. So I'm gonna go for the lighter color of pink that goes better. That's still too dark. I kind of like this one, whatever that is, so I will pull that out. And I may use some of these dots that are in here. And to show you how I plan to use the Nouveau drops, I'm going to kind of go add some dimension to these printed snowflakes. I'm not going to lift that copper wire. And then I may also come over here and add dimension to these white snowflakes that are printed on the paper. And after I've added a few pink sequins up to the here's one of the sequins I'm going to add. Up in here to the mistletoe area, I'll probably do some dots around on the snow that's printed there. So kind of the easiest way to use the drops are to go over elements on your printed paper. But I'm going to call this video finished, even though the page isn't completely finished. But I didn't want you to suffer through watching me build these little trios of sequins. I'll put another trio here and another trio kind of around here, and then I'll decide whether I really want to enhance the distribution of colors, if you will. That's kind of what I use sequins for. Oops, I just touched where my Nuvo drops were. So I'm going to do another one. I do that every time, but I had to adjust that wire. Okay, so I will go add some cord to this. Without those, I think I'll pick this up and kind of show you what it looks like, and I will take a good photograph of it when it's done, and I'll put it out there when I post it, when I post the link. So again, thanks for watching. Enjoy the 12 days of Christmas Scraplifts. I get up early every morning to go check my mail. The ladies that post these are in the UK, and I'm in the US, so they've posted them while I was asleep. And I get up first thing and check to see what's out there. So enjoy. Have a great holiday season and dig into your holiday stash. Bye.